All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakwakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work true sincerity. And now we're going to jump right into the lesson. This is Proverbs 29 and 25, and it says, "The fear of man brings a snare, but whoso puts his trust in the Lord shall be safe." And the reason I open up with the scripture is because people fear of the opinion of others or the perceived, what's the word I'm going to use? The perceived influence of others before they fear the Lord. And that's why the majority of these people out here are going to take that chip out of fear, for the fear that's going to come upon them. And they're going to put their trust in men. And as the scripture says, the fear of man brings a snare. Just go ahead and get that in the NLT. It says, fearing people is a dangerous trap, but trusting the Lord means safety. And especially this devil, man, because this devil, he's going to use his rulership, his influence, his position of power, his control over the things to force you people to take that chip, RFID microchip. And the main reason that men and people are going to do that is going to be out of fear. Fear of their carnal life, self-preservation. Let's get that scripture. And we are supposed to be not fearing of this devil, but of fearing and trusting in the Lord. Let's go ahead and get this right here. New Testament. Matthew 16:25. Let's go with this here. These are the words in red. The words of Yahweh Shai. We'll start at verse 24. Then said Yahweh Shai unto his disciples, "If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." So to deny yourself is to not be in that mode of self-preservation or self-willed, but to prioritize this work, this calling. It says, "Whoever shall lose his life, whoever shall save his life, shall lose it. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it." And when you come into this truth, you lose your life for the truth's sake. You lose whatever position or way or style of living that you had, and you lose it. It's gone. You turn your back on it, because that's what requires to turn this truth. It's time consuming. It takes away your time. It takes away your focus, your concentration, your energy. Uh, you're not going to have the time to do the things that the 2/3 does, or what the world does. You're not going to have the time to engage in the things that other people do, because there's obligations that you have to fulfill in serving the Lord. So whosoever will save his life shall lose it. Whosoever lose his life for my sake shall find it. And that's why the scripture talk about that you cannot serve God and mammon, or the world, or she will hold the one, despise the other, because you're always going to be in a contradiction to yourself and to your service to this truth. The scriptures talk about full dedication, putting both hands to the plow, not looking back. Verse 26, "What does a man profit if he shall gain the whole world, lose his own soul? What shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and he shall reward every man according to his works." And those that lost their life and denied themselves for this truth will receive the greater reward. But as going back to Proverbs, let's go ahead and get back to there. Proverbs 29 and 25, "The fear of man brings a snare." That's a lot of reason why people don't. They take a special spirit. The Lord has put a special spirit upon you to be in this truth. There's a lot of things that you gotta put away. And most individuals can't bring themselves to do that. They when you come into this truth, you understand that there's sacrifices and things taken away from you, things that you got to give up, and you can't fear the opinion of others, what other people think of you. You know, you got to follow the Lord. Let's get First Samuel the 15th chapter, because that's what Saul did. He feared the opinion of others. First Samuel 15 and 24. It says, and Saul said to Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Most High and thy words. And so he was given an order. He was given a set of instructions. And to please the people, he transgressed those instructions and disobeyed those orders. It says, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. And therefore I pray thee, pardon my sin and turn again with me that I may worship the Lord. And that's a sin. That's a transgression. Him fearing the people and fearing their opinion and their voice, that was a sin. And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord rejected thee from being king over Israel. And there's a scripture in the New Testament that speaks of that denying the Lord. Say Matthew 10 and 32. It says, whosoever therefore shall confess me before men. And to confess the Most High before Yahweh before men is not just speaking his name. It's let's go ahead and get this word confess. It's it goes deeper than that. To assent, covenant, you're making a covenant, a confession is made, and thanks, a promise. To say the same thing with another degree, to concede, not to refuse, to promise, not to deny, to confess, declare, to confess, to admit or declare oneself guilty or accused of, to declare, openly speak out freely, to profess oneself, to worship one, to praise, celebrate. You align yourself with that which is denied by the world. You align yourself with that which is contrary to the world. When you confess the name of Yahweh Shai, you're not just saying lip service. You're backing that up with sacrifices and actions and changes in life and spirit. So, but whosoever shall deny me before men, he will also deny for my Father which is in heaven. And that goes back to taking up with the cross, taking up of your burdens that the Lord gives you in this truth. So and that's gonna be at the pinnacle at the time of the mark of the beast. These people are not going to fear the Most High, even though the prophets have told them about the consequences for taking this chip mark. And ultimately they're just gonna be fear. They're gonna be in fear of men, and what men can take away their livelihood, their ability to do things, and they're gonna bow down before that idol. Let's get Matthew the 10th chapter. It's Matthew 10 and we'll start at verse. Let's see. It says, this is a subtitle, verse 26, have no fear. Fear them not, therefore there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hear them that shall not be known. And who's that talking about? That's talking about your accusers. You read verse 25, it said they shall call you the house of Beelzebub. They're gonna align you with evil. They're gonna tarnish your name, the name of Yahweh Shai. Fear them not, therefore is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hear that not shall be known. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what you hear in the ear, that preach upon housetops. And what we preach upon housetops, and what we speak in the light, is something that's hated by the world. The world doesn't want to hear about the destruction of America, the judgment of the Most High upon the 2/3, the salvation of the elect, the coming of the kingdom, the slavery of the nations. They don't want to hear that. That's something that's contrary to the world system. And by default, since they hate that message, they're going to hate you. But we're not supposed to fear that. This is Matthew 10:28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. That's man. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Let's go ahead and get another scripture that came to my mind. Isaiah 50 and 6. Uh, Isaiah 55. The Lord Yahweh has opened my ear, and I was not rebellious, neither turned away back. I gave my back to the smiters, and my cheeks to them that plucked off the hair. I hid not my face from shame and spitting. So he did not fear. He did not fear what man could do unto him. He gave himself to their abuse, to their accusations, just as Yahweh Shai did. For the Lord Yahweh will help me, therefore shall I not be confounded. Therefore have I set my face like a flint, and I know that I not shall be ashamed. And that's boldness, which is the opposite of fear. Let's get Isaiah 8 and 13. Just where's it at? Salah. Isaiah 8 and 13. It says, sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. So that tells you who we're supposed to put our fear into, our reverence into, our obedience into. Let's get that NLT. It says, make the Lord of the heaven's army holy in your life. He is the one you should fear. He is the one who should make you tremble. Because you got to understand that the power, the almighty power, he can take the ground from up under you. He is to be feared. He is to be revered. Shalak. Let's go back to KJV. Psalms 2 and 11. Psalms 2 and 11 says, serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, and that Son Yahweh Shai, lest he be angry, he perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are they that put a trust in him. So even his wrath being kindled a little can bring forth wrath or consequences. We had a technical difficulty, but this is Philippians 2 and 12. It says, and wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but how much more in my absence. So these men that this is Paul, I believe, that Paul was talking about, Salak. You know, they did the right thing even when nobody was watching them do the right thing. They obeyed even when no one being around there to see them obey. You know, and that's how you got to be in this truth. You gotta do the right thing when no one's watching you. That's true integrity. But anyways, I'm get to the point where my beloved is you always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but how much more in my absence. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And that's how you're supposed to, walk in this truth with fear and trembling. Because we've seen a lot of things happen. You've been around for a little bit. You've seen a lot of things happen within the body of Yahweh Shai to men that basically got in that proud spirit, that rebellious spirit. They stopped having fear of the Lord. They thought they got it. They thought they had it, and they were excommunicated, and they fell out, went back into the world, bugged out, or whatever the Lord does to them. And that's a fear and trembling when you think about it. That's something that's always on my mind. It says, for it is Yahweh always works in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. So ultimately, it's the Lord that does these things, that do all things without murmurs, disputing, they be blameless and harmless. The sons of Yahweh are rebuked in the midst of crooked and perverse nation, among whom he shine light in the world. So you remember that's a pattern of behavior. You're supposed to shine as a light of the world. You're supposed to be a standard. You're supposed to uphold a standard of morality, of professionalism, of dedication. That's supposed to be you. You're supposed to shine above others, above men. You're supposed to be as a light of the world, so that you be blameless and harmless. No man should be speaking evil of you. This is Matthew 10:16. Behold, where the word you have shy. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents, as harmless as doves. So that's what that is, man. There's a standard, there's a fear that you gotta walk in, there's a trembling you gotta walk in, and it's to the glorification of the Most High. With that being said, just another lesson. Most High will and hope is edifying. Thank you for honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Let's keep on pushing. Shalom.